Welcome to the streets of British Columbia here in Vancouver Island. This quite hilly and circuit here in Vancouver Island is going to be the site of one of the most pivotal races in the championship hunt now, as we're going to start seeing who really is a threat to be the champion. There are a lot of drivers still in contention at this rate, a lot more than last season. As you can see on your screen, here are the drivers that have been eliminated and the drivers that are in danger. Well, there were the drivers that were eliminated. Here are the drivers in danger of being eliminated from points contention. Remember, the winner of a race can get 25 points, and if Maya gets all 25 points, these guys are going to be eliminated. So as we look on the grid, as we see Jake Baskinger's on pole again, Baskinger's looking even faster than he was. If a little bit further down, we're going to go and listen about the Visalolas and China Dragons, both of which are having issues with fuel suppliers and overall financial issues, even to the point where they're saying that they might not make the rest of the season after this race. We're guessing they're so desperate that they were only allowed to afford fuel for a no-stop strategy for fuel. So what we're hearing is that they filled those cars to the brim of gas, hoping that they make it long enough without going out. We'll see how that works. They're automatically locking their cars into Fuel Mix 1, by the way. So we will see here if those cars will make it on fuel, and if we'll see them around for Hutchinson Island, Talladega, and DC. Anyway, let's go to the race. And the field is lined up here. We're back in the same spot. They're going to get ready to go green. The flag is out, and we're off here at the streets of Vancouver Island. Bad start by Baskinger, and away we go. It looks like Ian Dutta on the outside got a better start. However, Baskinger is fighting back in the 62 car. Pretty even start with the exception of Baskinger's really hauled back. That is a long straightaway down to the first turn here at British Columbia. We'll see now if the car in second place, Charlie Fabrosis, makes a move. Yes, he does. Dutta's off the track. Dutta hits the wall, comes back onto the track. That's going to slow up, and Fabrosis goes to the lead. Fabrosis needs this kind of a race. There goes Jeffrey Finguy into trying to take second away. Oh, Baskinger's in the wall in the back. That's not good for the pole sitter here. He slides off the track, tries to rejoin the race as they go into the town. This is a part road course, part permanent circuit as they start making the turn into town. Or they're getting close to the town itself here. Here they go. They're into the city area. So they blast through there, going down the hill. So kind of a shaky start for some, but a great start for others. Jeffrey Finguy's pulling alongside of Charlie Fabrosis. This is for the lead. Slides into this corner, but hits the wall and is going to lose a ton of positions there. And falls way down the order there. So that's going to put a nice battle for the lead. I think Myatt was looking on Fabrosis, but bad to back off. That's Washer's back this week in the 5 car. The 41's being driven by Tuomas Saarinen, who has been confirmed in the second Ferrari this year, as they go into a section of the track that is very reminiscent of the Colorado circuit. There is a short version, which is an exact clone of the Colorado track, with the exception of turn 1 of the short version being a flat, unlike kind of the mixed bank corner here, but this is almost an exact clone. Maybe a little bit of a change there through some of these S's aren't as tight, but as they run down the straightaway, down the front stretch, this straightaway, you can get speeds of nearly 215 miles an hour down the straightaway here. The longest straightaway run in ARCSOA with kind of a kink right there. Fabrosis leads the first lap, however, this field is looking very aggressive here as they enter down toward turn 2 here. And Fabrosis cooks it a little hot there. Fabrosis is hot there, but nearly wrecks it. Durbin went off there, and I think one of the Thunders did get the wall back there. Yes, they did. Oh! Shalrot's around! And that's going to definitely bring out a lot of issues there, but Shalrot went around and bunches up the field. I really don't like some of this pack we're seeing. And, oh, Jones is off the track. Bob Jones went off. And Lamas went off as well. Comes back on the track. There's where Saarinen's running. But so far they're kind of clean here as they rocket their way kind of around some of these corners into the town here. zipping by some of the houses. Gotta be a great view from one of those houses. They've got a pub down there that they're watching the race from as well. This is a very tightly packed group here. That's Jake Baskinger's in that pack as well. Baskinger nearly went off the track there. Man, this is some close racing there. There's William Duncan. We have to talk about Matt Duncan as Bouvier got fired from the 98 car. Matt Duncan's in the 98 car, so both the Duncan brothers are in cars today. Oh, both the Kingfishers are wrecking! Oh, big wreck on right there. We had a wreck further up with one of the Porsches, it looked like. And that's going to really slow up people. Man, that's CBM, that's Silver Fox back there. Not what Silver Fox wants to see. But here they go. Oh, Duncan with a lot of damage. Meanwhile, somewhere, Chris Washer got by Kenny Myatt. As they go down this long straight. This is where the Ferrari is going to have a lot of power, but it's also going to be more susceptible to blowing up, as one of the reasons why Jake Baskinger left that team. But the Discover Ohios are doing a nice job keeping up there as they hit 216 down that straightaway. There's Fabrosis in the clear lead, but Fabrosis goes way wide! Oh man, Fabrosis went way wide there. That corner's been a pain braking, and Myatt's going to get the lead out of it, as he made the move for second, which ended up being the lead, but Myatt's going wide! And Washer is there, but Fabrosis fell a long way down the order. He's down in, I believe that is near 9th place, 10th place. Sheldon went off there as well. This first half of the course, it is a bit wet. They had a bit of a rain shower there earlier, but it looks like Kenny Myatt is going to be leading through the town area, as that's kind of a useless camera there, but they rocket themselves down to the hairpin corner down here. That's Washer all over the back of Myatt. Washer coming back from injury, of course, Quincy. And he is right now here doing a nice job. That's Alex Allen, the Lime Rock winner, and Ike Durbin, who hasn't had a whole lot of luck until recently, on which he's started to actually gain some speed there. Further back, we got Dutta, Galligan, and Finn Guy. But here they go, rocketing down onto the permanent road course. If something happened to Bob Jones as well, we have to see exactly what happened to him. But that was just damage repair from the earlier incident, as here he comes out of the pits. The leaders are actually approaching him. That is, of course, Myatt leading this race. Myatt wants to increase his point lead all he can so he can eliminate some cars as he enters this corner. But Myatt's going to go wide there. And that's where Washer's going to get the lead there. There goes Allen on the outside. Myatt is not looking forward to losing this, as he's going to maybe force Allen a little bit wide there. Myatt's fighting back and is going to get the spot as Washer goes off the track. So a little bit of water down there pushes Washer down to 4th place. And here he comes through the town down there, as you can kind of see from this angular shot. It shows kind of the elevation of this section of track coming up. Down the hill they go. There's even a bigger hill right here. Look, that's a decline there, entering the hairpin here at British Columbia. And here we saw another wreck. That was Vijay Pashanda and Jonathan Skavnicki spinning out right into the path of Joshua Michaels. Joshua Michaels would fall out of the race. RL Ryusu. There goes some of these other cars sliding through that, but Michaels has some serious damage to his car. Bobros has had some more bad luck here as he would bring it down pit road. Not a whole lot he could do here, as maybe they're already starting pit stop strategies, but a lot of cars are pitting. It just shows how far you can get on pit cycle here. I mean, 4 laps. This track is probably the longest we'll be racing on all season. One of the longest in this country. So if you can only get 5 laps on a tank of gas, we're going to be in for a lot of pit stops here. San Yan Juan has just blown up, so we don't get to see if they pack that car full of gas, as Yan Juan is out. Kenny Myatt has a big lead here over Chris Washer. Of course, William Duncan's a lap down because of damage repair. But this track is very almost endurance-like, trying to get through it. Oh boy, that's some crazy racing. There's Yan Juan right in the middle of that, where he's probably one of the worst locations Yan Juan could be. They did a nice job avoiding her, however, as they run up the hill. There's Ike Durbin getting stuck behind William Duncan. But further up, we're looking at Kenny Myatt, the race leader, who has a big race lead And if he ends up winning this race, I mean, that's going to pretty much eliminate a ton of cars from this championship hunt, which isn't going to be good. Oh, there's Alex Allen coming down pit road, and we got to see what happened to the Aussie Vineyard there. I'm sorry, couldn't think of it, the name of it there for a second. But the Aussie Vineyard, something happened to him. I believe that was DJ Curtis, so we're not sure, but we'll find out. Once again, a lot of braking problems we've been seeing down in this corner, and it looks like the brake rotor just exploded at the last second and went off the track there. That was a pretty bad hit. Oh no, Vincent Allen slots in there as well. That's not a very good situation either. Due to Alex Allen pitting, that's going to put Sean Galligan up to third behind Washer and Myatt. Fourth place is going to be Ike Durbin continuously. Fifth place is actually looking like Sanford. Back in sixth, we got Randy Carver. Seventh is Jordan Davis. I don't know where. Oh boy, Sanford's around! Oh man, what happened to Sanford? That's the question now. Here comes Sanford, rocketing over there. Oh yeah, he just lost it. There, you can't really do a whole lot there. That's wooden planks almost of a runoff, and you don't want to really do that there, but as they rocket back in toward the main course. On board with Sean Galligan entering this corner up here. This corner is a vicious one for braking. Looks like Galligan, for the most part, is trying to stay on the track. Maybe a couple wheels off there, but is doing a nice job maintaining your brakes. You got to keep those brakes in a safe temperature so you don't go flying off the track down there. And if a brake rotor were to explode, you'd go head off into the wall at possibly like 175 miles an hour, and you don't want to do that. Alex Allen has some problems there and is having to get back onto the track. He went off from 8th place. We're thinking a brake may have, the braking system didn't exactly work all that well there. You're going from 216 down to 75. That's not kind of what you want, as he fell down quite a few positions. As we're approaching kind of the lap where they might start thinking about pitting, Chris Washer is really closing in on Myatt as they go kind of through these quick S-bends. As there they come into the pits, Galligan's in as well, so you're probably going to go 7 laps before pitting here at this track for tire wear. Fuel's not really an issue, but they do so light of fuel increments because of the way that well, it's so much quicker, fuel burns off so much nicer, and right here as we're watching, you'll see that. They only put in a very light amount of fuel, and now they're going to do tire wear. This track is very, very hard on tire wear. So, we will see what happens. Kind of a slow pit stop by the Ferrari brigade. Myatt gets out, there goes Baskinger. Actually, Galligan lost a spot to Durbin, it looks like, as there goes Myatt out of the pits. Very long, sweeping pit road exit there as they rejoin the race. I don't think anybody really challenged Myatt there, as the only one I'm thinking maybe is, well, Staples is a lap down. As we look further forward. Oh, DeLeo went off there, as we can see, but right there, that's pretty much what we're looking at right here. It's just how the race is handling right now. Randy Carpenter clearly carrying too much speed. He went in there at 75 miles an hour and right into the guardrail and out of the race. That is a very difficult thing. There were talks about adding a chicane somewhere on the straightaway, but obviously that didn't happen. Myatt's complaining of bad braking problems, and right here is going to be the main thing. He doesn't slow it down enough, and he goes off the track and into the wall. So Myatt, in one of the most difficult corners of the race, is out of the race, and that's going to put Chris Washer in the lead. And that's going to really close up this championship now that Myatt is going to be out of the race. Now what will his competitors be able to do? Carpenter, his one main competitor, is out. Lamas, I believe, is a long way down the order in 19th position. So now we're going to start seeing, is anyone really going to want this championship enough to take it? As we're looking through the order, I can't think of really anyone that is in the order that's a really serious threat. Alex Allen and Dutta, maybe. Galligan, Durbin. Right now, it looks like Durbin could be a very serious championship contender, as well as, well, Finn Guy's in 5th. He's got to gain a lot of time here, but Jeffrey Finn guy could be a very serious threat. However, this race, we went from one of the longest lap count races in Lime Rock to one of just the longest races, being a short lap count but a very long track here in British Columbia, which is making this race quite a long one. This could be a nice day for Ferrari here, finally picking up their first win. Chris Washer and Chris Washer's first ARCSOA Lead Series win, if he can keep this car under control entering these braking zones. He is a lot slower, I've noticed, than some of these other guys. However, you can't be going like 60 miles an hour through there. Oh, Durbin's off, but Durbin's going to keep it going. Galligan's in third, Allen's back to fourth. Nice run by Jacob Steinmetz in the fifth, as there goes Jordan Davis in sixth. I believe Shelton's the seventh place driver. Eighth is somewhere. I believe eighth is Sean Angel. Ninth is Sanford, and we're looking for where eighth is. Eighth is actually Jeffrey Finn guy, but he's on a different strategy. Chris Washer is pulling away here as they approach the dreaded turn number 2 here. Brake rotors have been going all weekend here, but he keeps it on the road. Durbin does as well, as Galligan has to pass the Leo. Kind of slowed him up a little bit more there. Here comes Alex Allen. He's already gone off once down there. Entering turn 2. A very hot run into turn 2, but gets it slowed down enough. Jacob Anthony with a tire going down. He's got some pretty serious problems with that 77 car and is not being able to keep it clean, really. I mean, he's kind of all over the place, not giving Washer a whole lot of place to go. Washer gets by cleanly. However, Jacob Anthony not with a very good run today. Falls out pretty early, I believe. And here comes Washer zipping down the track in through the kink. Go back to Ike Durbin. Remember, you can't screw up this braking point. You've got to keep those brakes at a very optimal temperature. This is a later attempt, but he keeps it under control. Chris Washer doing a fantastic job understanding where his car's limits are. Ike Durbin is doing his best chance to reel in the 5 car. He is somewhat closer, running his fastest lap of the race, which is... I'm sorry, not his fastest lap of the race. I thought it was, but... he's doing a good job right now trying to reel down the 5 car, which is very important. More problems for Washer. He went off the track there. There's the other, or that's RL Ryusu in the 45. Oh boy! I don't think Durbin knew Ryusu was there and just ran right into the back of him. Oh, that's going to really hold up Durbin. And, yep, Washer escaping into the distance. He saw that. That was probably the worst time. Ryusu is having a serious mechanical malady with that Mentormini. These cars aren't very good here. The Mentormini Lolas. We here are the team that bought the Lycos RDM01 that was initially on the grid back last season for next season. So we might be seeing a 2-year-old car on the grid next year. Chris Washer and that would be Jeffrey Finn, or Ike Durbin are on pit road here. This is for a pretty influential stop, if I do say so. You're not going to get the lead out of this Durbin, but you can definitely close in if the Ferrari guys screw up. Tires are going off. The Durbin car back on. A little bit of a hang up on the right on both cars, but a fast left side get around. There goes Chris Washer away. And Durbin is on the pit road for a while. They might have a problem with that car, and away goes Washer. However, we're looking... Oh, big problems for Silver Fox has some problems as well. Lots of problems. He might have some damage from something, but let's see what broke on his car or where he wrecked. Yeah, this is effectively him running off the track right there. Would get slowed up, and the car would die on him. So that braking point's been a real pain for these guys, so... We'll see if that changes as the race goes on. I don't think it will, however. The 44 Galligan stayed out last time, so we're going to see if he can close in at all on Race Leader Washer. He might get second out of this. We're looking back to see where Durbin is. Durbin way far behind, whereas we compare to the 5 of Washer. They were looking to see if his radiator, I'm sorry, that's Alex Allen. They were looking to see if his radiator was alright, and comparatively, Durbin's a long way back. Still going to the hairpin right now, so Durbin got a lot of catching up to do, and I don't think he'll do it in this race, unless if something happens to Washer, of course. Sean Galligan's on pit road now. We'll see how he does in comparison to the Washer car. Washer, if he's on the main track, which he is on the main track, is going to be very, very, I think going to get a pretty nice lead out of this. Although, if Galligan can get a good pit stop, which he does, there's Washer. If you see in the background, there's Washer. Keeps at the speed limit of 55. Green is out for him. Washer's going to go by, but he's going to get a nice second place out of this. That is a pretty quick straightaway. There goes Galligan right out. He's going to want to get by that China Dragon quickly, especially if it's packed full of fuel. Washer slides it a bit wide there as he's trying to battle with the lapped Alex Allen car. But Galligan is going to be a threat here. Two guys who possibly have not won their first ARCSOA Elite Series race yet. And there's Kajcek going off the track. I don't think Kajcek wanted to do that, but got out of the way, thankfully. Two guys going for their first win ever in the ARCSOA Elite Series are right now battling for it. Third place, if we look back, is going to be Ike Durbin anyway. Fourth place is actually Jessica Shelton, who is doing a fantastic job here on this pretty quick street circuit here in British Columbia. Washer would slide off the road there, as you can see, and here comes Sean Galligan. Is going to need to close in big time here. He's on cool tires, but he can do it, I think. There's Washer way up in the distance, making the S-bend there. So we're watching there to see if Galligan can make any sorts of gains here. It looks like Washer, once again, we're not sure if the Ferrari's going to make it this long either. So Galligan could be sitting pretty here. Although Galligan does have a consistency of when he's in a threat for a win of choking it away. We will see. Alex Allen's been proving that the DNC doesn't have a whole lot of brakes. He goes way too deep into that corner there. He's way off the track, and out of the race he goes. We now know, though, however, what took Ike Durbin so long on pit road, and along with his teammate Jeffrey Finguy. Their team actually took the elected decision to take brake pads. Even though Jeffrey Finguy is a lot slower right now, but Ike Durbin decided to take a brake pad change, so they're thinking that they might be able to get away with some of these really quick lap times here if he doesn't get held up in traffic on new brake pads. Some of these guys up front didn't get that. Washer and Galligan don't have new brake pads. So we're going to see if brake pads are really going to be that much of a factor here, but it looks like those teams are lining up maybe to get a brake pad adjustment. A few laps ago, quite a bit ago actually, James Shelley would get some serious front-end damage here as they approach the braking zone here. And Shelley wasn't really paying attention there and ran right to the back of Alex Allen. Jordan Davis also took a nice spin there as well, and right in front of Shelley. And, well, Davis would lose a few spots as well. 9 seconds separates Chris Washer, who is slowing a bit. Washer's got a problem. Washer's got a serious problem, and the Ferrari gave up the ghost on him. The Ferrari of Chris Washer is having some serious problems. Maybe the suspension went, or we're hearing maybe a brake went on it. But Chris Washer has a serious problem with that car and lost the lead to Galligan. And now Durbin is going to be the next, is probably going to take second away here. But Chris Washer proves Ferrari unreliability again and will fall out of the race. Top break for Washer. Ike Durbin, we're seeing, is going to take second place away here as Durbin rockets to the scene over the hill. Kind of behind the tree there, but not a great view of seeing that shot. But around the corner he goes and takes that position. Meanwhile, Sean Galligan's going to pit for possibly a brake pad adjustment here. this will be interesting. This is early. This is very, very early. I believe that's Washer coming in. Durbin, of course, stays out. So Durbin stays out. See how this turns out for him. For Galligan. Durbin's going to stay out again. I thought that was a bit early for Galligan to be pitting. He might be going for another stop after this. Or for an extra stop. And that's not good. Dada's in pit road. Allen's still on pit road getting a tow back. And there is a few other cars. Washer is down in third place. That's with Galligan. So Galligan had a really bad stop. If they got Washer out, Washer's still on his original set of brakes. But this is the battle for second place between Chris Washer and Sean Galligan as they go through kind of these S-Bend complex. Very reminiscent of the Colorado circuit, yet quite different in that regards. Both drivers are outbraking each other entering the corner here. Washer's going to go off, and Galligan goes off too. Galligan just barely gets the wall, but Washer gets it harder. And Galligan's going to take the spot, but Washer's really hurt there as there's Shelton in fourth. As you can see, this is kind of turning into a big endurance race where the cars are effectively falling to pieces because they're not used to this track, which is a very high speed and high braking facility. There's Durbin. Durbin's loving this, that they were battling, because Durbin now is running away with this at this stage. Ike Durbin is doing a fantastic job there. We're hearing that Charles Sanford fell out with a brake pad issue. Not brake, but, oh wow, Durbin nearly went out, but off there. But Sanford fell out with brake pad problems. We'll have to see if we can find anything that did happen with Sanford. There is Sanford with his brake pad problems. The crew is looking at his car, and they pulled it behind the garage, so Charles Sanford would fall out of the race. Galligan and Washer would have to pit again. So they're definitely having some issues with that crew. And Ike Durbin's looking like a genius walking away here. Jessica Shelton actually elevated herself to second place, it looks like, because these two guys had to pit again because they weren't going to make it on fuel. So, I think that might have been for damage, though, because of that little mess they had down there. And Washer's on pit road for an extended period of time, so that car might have some more problems than we initially thought. Jessica Shelton, through pit strategies, elevated herself to second position. If something happens to Ike Durbin, this could be a very historic day because the only other female to win in the ARCSOA Elite Series was Erin McCormick, now Erin Perkins, who was a mediocre driver who got good equipment. Now we're seeing kind of the opposite, a good driver and mediocre equipment. If Shelton can get away with this, this could be a good day in her career. We haven't had a whole lot of rookie luck here, but we're not exactly sure as Ike Durbin is on pit road. And Ike Durbin is going to get away here. I believe Shelton still has to pit, so something would have to happen to Ike Durbin, as no one's within a zip code of him. But Shelton, as we're seeing, I think is not pitting, so Shelton's on a different strategy. Another guy we haven't talked about is Dylan Young up to third place on a very quiet pit strategy call there. Galligan's back there in fourth after his unscheduled pit stop for damage repair. Still, I think they're fighting for points here. Dylan Young, if he wants to stay in championship contention, and Galligan's out! Galligan choked away a good championship run there. And he's still, I think, going to be in contention, but he is out of this race. He just crashed it right there. And tough break for Sean Galligan. It looked like the brake rotor finally exploded on that car, or the new brake rotor, to be honest. But Dylan Young, in third place, is going to keep his championship hopes alive, but he's got to score big in the upcoming weeks. Now the question is, did Dylan Young pit or not? And if he didn't, Jessica Shelton, we believe, has to. Ike Durbin does not. Where will Shelton fall in if Dylan Young does have to pit? Dylan Young is almost a good quarter of the track behind Shelton. I can't imagine them keeping Shelton out for much longer. They are, though. Shelton gains a bit there. And we're looking as there's Durbin entering the corner. Durbin has been flawless so far today. Maybe a little bit of a slow up here and there, but Ike Durbin's doing a nice job. Ike Durbin and R.L. Ryusu are being held up in traffic. That was the only flaw by Ike Durbin. And I don't think Ryusu and Durbin are too happy with each other. And this is going to be a big mess entering this corner complex. And there's Shelton in the background. You're starting to see her play a factor here. But Durbin now gets by Ryusu. I don't know why Ryusu didn't get out of the way. Maybe to show displeasure. But Shelton is, well, not closing in, but not being slow either. There's two action Terras. And back a little bit on the ways, we're going to see where Dylan Young is. Dylan Young is pitting, so Dylan Young might lose fourth here. We got to see if, I think Washer's in fourth. Still a long ways back. I'm thinking Dylan Young might have a chance to retain third here, where Washer is. It's a very spread out race, and it's all strategy call by now. But right now, I think Ike Durbin, in comparison to where Washer is entering the tunnel down there, I'm sorry, that's the 88 car. The 86 is almost lapping him, and a little bit under of a lap behind him, or in front of him, rather. Dylan Young did beat the 5 of Washer out of the pits, so there's the gap there. The one we're looking at is Ike Durbin. Ike Durbin in comparison to Jessica Shelton. Shelton is slower than Durbin and is losing time. Does Durbin have enough gas is a question. You can make 7 laps on a tank. Or not on a tank, on a, not gas, but, well, about 7 laps can tire run, which turns into a fuel run. But Shelton's gone a long time without pitting, and Shelton's on pit road now as we speak. As we look to see where the 86 is, he's entering the braking zone down to turn 2. That's a bit quick there, but he made it work. We're going to see where Dylan Young is in comparison to Jessica Shelton. There behind the tree. Oh man, I'm thinking that's going to go to Shelton easy. Second will. Dylan Young isn't even the same ballpark. So it's really a battle of if Durbin can make a mistake, if Durbin makes a mistake or not, and then we might see Jessica Shelton win this. Ike Durbin stays out once again. I think he's going to try and go the distance on a tank of gas. It is costly though if you run out, as he makes the move by Baskinger very cleanly and easily there. Down the hill, entering the turn down here. This is onto part of the actual road course portion, which is what they did with this track, is they made a racetrack by connecting a bunch of little roads around the racetrack itself, so they had to add some roads to it, which I believe some of these roads will become public road once they get this, is over. Now they're on some public roads right there, entering the town. One of, I think, my favorite features of this track is when they blast through this town there, and then they effectively run downhill. Chris Washer, however, is only going 192 miles an hour, but yet still screws up this braking point. Brakes way too late and off into the wall. So Chris Washer, serious problem there. He would fall, yeah, I think, out of the race. Durbin, however, with 2 to go, would slide off the track there and hit the wall. Very, very close call there. Luckily, he was trying to get by the lap Jordan Davis car, and he gained control of the car and continue onward. However, where Jessica Shelton is in comparison, I think, well, she hasn't even crossed the start-finish line yet. And Ike Durbin's probably got a good third to half the track in front of Shelton. So, almost a minute, 15-second lead. So, unless Durbin falls out of the race, I think Durbin's locked this up. Played the endurance card here quite well here. So, good job by Ike Durbin. Except for the fact that he would end up doing this and flying nearly off the track and losing control of his car. However, he would get going again, unless he has some serious problem. He still has a long distance over Shelton. He seems like he wants to choke it away, but yet isn't at this stage. Ike Durbin is complaining of brake rotor issues, so we'll see. He's staying out. White flag will be out this time. He's going to be close on fuel, close on tires, close on brakes. Everything's close here. Final lap. Durbin's got to make it through one 4-mile lap of this track, more, and he's won round of British Columbia. He does make this corner. He brakes at the right mark and makes it through turn 2. He's got a clear sailing way the rest of the way unless he doesn't screw it up. Pike Durbin. A few more corners to go. He won at Michigan at the dirt track and is going to win again here at British Columbia as he rounds the final corner with a beaten up and battered car. He will win the round of British Columbia here at the streets of Vancouver Island. A long second place back is Jessica Shelton. I think she would hold this position. And even longer is Dylan Young in third.
Back home again in Indiana, and it seems that I can see the gleaming candlelight still burning bright through the sycamores. For me, the new moon